The Zephyrian High Command had made their decision. Ambassador Sarah Chen had to die. For 3 months, the human diplomat had been systematically dismantling their carefully constructed trade agreements, exposing corruption that reached the highest echelons of their government, and worst of all, making them look foolish in front of the Galactic Council. Her species was barely a century into space travel, yet she possessed an uncanny ability to outmaneuver beings who had been practicing interstellar politics for millennia. "Send the Void Stalkers," commanded High Admiral Vextan, his scaled fingers drumming against the obsidian conference table. 3 of them. Even a human cannot survive that. The Void Stalkers were legends in certain circles, bioengineered killing machines from the Kepler Syndicate, each one capable of eliminating entire security details without leaving a trace. They moved like shadows, struck like lightning, and had never failed a contract. Their genetic modifications included enhanced reflexes, chameleonic skin, retractable bone claws, and a nervous system that processed information at superhuman speeds. The first stalker, designation Umbra 7, infiltrated the human embassy on Proxima Station during the night cycle. He expected to find Chen asleep in her quarters, an easy mark for a quick elimination. Instead, he found her in the embassy's gymnasium, practicing what appeared to be some primitive human combat ritual. She moved with fluid grace, throwing punches and kicks at empty air in a complex pattern. Sweat glistened on her dark skin as she flowed through the motions, completely absorbed in her training. Umbra 7 had studied human physiology. They were laughably weak compared to most galactic species. This would be simple. He activated his chameleonic skin and crept closer, bone claws extending silently from his fingertips. Just as he prepared to strike, Chen spun around with a smile. "Oh, perfect timing," she said, apparently looking straight through his camouflage. "I was just finishing my warm-up." "You here for some sparring?" Umbra 7 hesitated. Had she somehow detected him? Impossible. His cloaking was perfect. She must be talking to someone else. "I know you're there," Chen continued, bouncing lightly on her feet. "Your heartbeat changed when I turned around. Plus, you're breathing differently. Come on, don't be shy. It's been ages since I had a decent workout partner." The assassin's training had not prepared him for this scenario. Confusion overrode caution and his camouflage flickered off. Chen's smile widened. "There we go. Wow, you're even more impressive than the intelligence report suggested. Those claws look wicked. Are they retractable? That's so cool. I'm Sarah, by the way." "I'm Umbra 7, he found himself saying. "I am here to spar." "Excellent. House rules are simple, no killing, obviously. First blood or submission wins. Sound good?" Before he could protest, she had assumed a fighting stance that looked deceptively casual, but made every instinct in his enhanced nervous system scream danger. Years of assassination training warred with the bizarre social situation he found himself in. "I should warn you," Chen said, stretching her shoulders. "I might be a little rusty. Haven't had a good fight since that incident with the Thraxian Honor Guard last month. They were fun, but their exoskeletons made things interesting." Umbra 7 decided to end this quickly. He lunged forward with superhuman speed, claws extended, prepared to make it look like an accident. Chen wasn't there anymore. She had somehow moved aside and grabbed his wrist in the same motion. Her grip was impossible. No human should have that kind of strength. Before his enhanced reflexes could compensate, she had pivoted and thrown him across the room with a technique that used his own momentum against him. He crashed into the wall, his reinforced skeleton absorbing most of the impact. As he rolled to his feet, Chen was already there, launching a series of strikes that he barely managed to block. Each impact sent shockwaves up his arms. How was she this fast? This strong? "You're holding back," she observed between combinations. "Come on, I can see those muscles coiling." "You've got at least 40% more speed in you. Don't insult me." Umbra 7 abandoned restraint. He became a whirlwind of claws and enhanced combat techniques, moving faster than most beings could follow. Chen moved with him, step for step, her hands redirecting his strikes with surgical precision while launching counterattacks that found gaps in his defenses he didn't know existed. 15 minutes later, Umbra 7 found himself on his back with Chen's knee on his chest and her hand positioned over his throat in a killing position she had chosen not to execute. "Good match," she said, helping him up. "Your footwork needs some adjustment in close quarters, but those reflexes are incredible. Same time tomorrow?" The second stalker, Shade 23, attacked during Chen's diplomatic meeting with the Andromedans. She had expected this. Humans always grew complacent after initial success. Instead, Chen excused herself politely, met Shade 23 in the corridor, complimented her absolutely gorgeous chameleonic adaptation, and proceeded to demonstrate 17 different ways to counter stealth attacks, using nothing but environmental awareness and creative applications of momentum. The third stalker, Phantom 11, found himself in the embassy kitchen at 0300 hours, somehow convinced to help Chen prepare something called midnight pancakes, while she explained the finer points of human martial arts philosophy and why knowing when not to kill was actually the most advanced combat technique of all. When High Admiral Vextown's personal communicator chimed with an incoming message from Umbra 7, he expected a confirmation of elimination. Instead, he found a video of all three Void Stalkers sitting around a table with Chen, apparently engaged in animated discussion about combat techniques while consuming what appeared to be Earth cuisine. "Admiral," Umbra 7's voice came through clearly. "We need to discuss contract renegotiation. It turns out the target is offering training services. And frankly, we've learned more about advanced combat in 3 days than in our entire previous careers. Also, she makes excellent pancakes." High Admiral Vextown stared at the screen for a full minute before very quietly canceling all assassination contracts against humans and opening diplomatic channels to discuss cultural exchange programs. Later, when asked about the incident, Ambassador Chen would only say that she appreciated the Zephyrians' commitment to sending her such dedicated sparring partners, and that she looked forward to many more training sessions with their operatives. The Galactic Council noted that human diplomatic missions had become remarkably secure after the Proxima Station incident, though they couldn't quite figure out why every major assassin in the galaxy seemed to have developed a sudden interest in human martial arts and breakfast foods.